Not too shabby, Aquarius. Not too shabby. Right. Six of Swords is that I'm moving on card. I'm moving on. I'm leaving this behind. Sometimes it can be we don't even know where we're going, but we know what we're leaving behind. I kind of get the sense, though, it's something that you were at one time committed to. You may I mean, I'm looking at the Four of Wands here, which is the past, right? Last week, last month, last year, it doesn't matter. It's just what leads to the present. And it kind of feels like you made a good start on something, built a strong foundation. But it's like you're upping and just leaving. You're leaving it behind. There's a very kind of Eight of Cups feeling here. And not so much because, like, nothing, it's not about things going wrong. Things might have gone wrong, but the reading itself is not showing us that. All it's showing is Six of Swords is the journey card. And I kind of see this as moving away from a difficult situation, yes, but whenever we move away from something, we move towards something else. And the Lovers here is giving some indication of that. I will say this, for those of you that are in a long distance relationship, it may be that you guys were together. So, you know, you were in the same country or studying in the same place or working in the same place. Now the distance is coming. And it's about closing that distance. You know, how can you be back together again? And that's a very specific message. It may just apply to one person, but there is an element of long distance relationships coming in when these two come up. But generally speaking, you know, I read the energies very generally. This is about moving on, moving away from a difficult situation. Why? Because it's your focus is very much on what your heart desires. You have two cards here that talk about you, what your heart loves, what you desire, what you want, you know, what you believe that you deserve, right? You have two cards talking about that. We have the Lovers and we have the Lovers and we have the Nine of Cups here. And so with this kind of energy coming in, it's not so much even, I think it's easy to leave behind whatever it is that you're leaving behind. It doesn't mean you're physically leaving your job. It doesn't mean that you're physically leaving a relationship or moving out. It doesn't mean that. Although it kind of feels like some of you did with the Four of Wands. This can be a house move. This can be a job move. Can be all of that kind of energy. But it's something that you built a foundation for, and the foundation's solid. I don't know what switched. Did something else catch your attention? Did you kind of suddenly think, okay, well, this is what my heart deserves. I'm going to go for this. But something has shifted. Now, for some of you, it may be that, you know, whatever it was that you started building, the foundation here, you are now building more on this. You know, it's coming more from a heart space. You might have been doing the practical stuff before. Usually I get this is a change in the energy around you. So maybe you feel differently about the people that you're working with. Maybe you feel differently about the relationship that you thought you were committed to. A lot about your feelings here. Even the Six of Swords. Yes, it's swords, our thoughts, our beliefs, our ideas. But it's also the emotional baggage. I always see it as the emotional baggage that we take away with us from something that's happened. The reason I say that is no matter that they're moving on, they always take the swords in the boat with them. They always take them with them. Because you have to, right? Whatever experience you have, it changes you. And I feel like it's changed something that you thought that you wanted. You may have even started to get it. You might have even started to experience it, or you were building the foundation for it. Something has shifted here. Now, it may be for some of you, this is a romantic reading for you, that you've met someone or you've encountered someone, because there is a relationship here. There's love here with the Lovers coming in. And maybe some of you are literally moving from where you are to go be with this person. For others of you, this is that love, the fact that you love this person or this thing, can be a career move, you know, whatever it is that you now feel like is calling to you at a heart level. You can't ignore it. Not with the Lovers in the present, not with the Nine of Cups here. You also have the Ten of Cups. I mean, look at this thing. This is a really beautiful reading. I'm going to say that. But there's some kind of, looking at the cards, if I just looked at the cards, cut off the energies, did nothing, did a very textbook, what do these cards mean reading, right? If we did that. Everything looks great. It looks fabulous. Like, just a quick run through. Moving away from a difficult time. That's what this week's about, because you want your heart's desire. Why? Because whatever this was, the change in the energy around you, what you committed to, you're either deepening that by moving on to the Lovers, you know, going for what it is that you love, or you're abandoning this to go with something else. Either way, this is a step up, whether it's building on this or going in a new direction. What happens from that is the Ace of Pentacles. I'm going to go back over it, guys. I'm just giving you, there's an extra message that's coming through. I'm trying to explain that. So the Ace of Pentacles here is a future energy. This is where it's a new foundation. I kind of feel like this was more energetic. This is something physical, real. This was in your energies, your creativity, your passions. You were being solid in who you are. Now you're building something in the real world with someone, you know, business, a new job, a new way of making money, a relationship that you're committed to, whatever it is. And the advice is to focus on your happily ever after. But there is this sense of unease and just not being sure. I don't know why that's coming because you've got amazing cards coming up. Amazing cards. But there's almost this sense of, is this too good to be true? Is this really happening? Like, is this a dream? That's how this feels. And that's why I kind of raced through it, just to give you an idea that there's nothing negative coming up here. Nothing whatsoever. But I think I understand what it is. I think for a lot of you, whether it is literally or whether it is emotionally, mentally, whatever, spiritually, you are picking up from wherever you were settled, where you were committed, where you were before established, and you're going somewhere else. It's just, that's what I'm getting. Something is being abandoned to go begin something new somewhere else, whether that is literally or whether that's emotionally, mentally, whatever. And that's where it is. That's tricky. No matter how much you want change, that is a tricky energy to navigate. And I get it. I understand it. But another reason that I'm saying that is I understand they would not advise you to look at your 10 of Cups, which is the happily ever after, the end game, what you're hoping to achieve from this. You would not be advised to focus on that fully if it wasn't. If it was that easy, you'll just be bouncing along, right? But that's your advice. So has your life been moving in this direction anyway? Have you been slowly moving away from things? Is your heart's desire now very clear to you, Aquarius? Did you understand whatever? Now, I'm going to say this for some of you. Maybe the sense of unease that's coming in, and I'm feeling it. I feel it in my shoulders. It's just kind of weird. And it's not me. I'm great with this reading, but with the Four of Wands in the past, maybe you were part of a relationship before. Maybe you thought you'd be at that work forever. You were committed. You know, this is some kind of celebration. And I kind of get the sense that this was meant to be it. Whatever it was that you thought was your 9 of Cups, your heart's desire, you thought you had it, but it wasn't. This is it. Now what's coming in this week. And from there, you actually plant some real seeds to go in. Whenever the Ace of Pentacles shows up, that is solid, real world, I'm doing this forever energy. Yeah, this is about commitment, but this also leads to the 10 of Pentacles, which is the ultimate. This is going to stand the test of time energy. I kind of get the sense that you had an idea of what you wanted, but it was what you wanted before you knew what you needed. And I see the 9 of Cups like that often. Because as much as you've been trying to make whatever was existing be the 9 of Cups and look good, this card looks good, great energy. Whatever it wasn't the true 9 of Cups. It wasn't the true wish. Otherwise, why would you be moving on? Why would you be moving away from this? But for some of you, and I don't just think it's one or two, I think maybe more than that, you will have to physically move to go get it. And you know that. That's where the unease is coming in. Like, am I going to do this? Do I really want this enough? And that's why you're told, 10 of Cups. Really, truly focus on what it is that you want. What's the end game look like? What does your happily ever after look like? Because this is the mini version of that. They're both celebrations. These are both celebrations. You know, this might have been when someone got engaged here. Now they're getting married. You know, there is that kind of... I just feel like whatever you thought fit the bill, the 9 of Cups, it wasn't that. There's something new that's been shown to you. And what I love about this, and what I love about you guys, Aquarius, those that resonate with my messages and that are on this kind of wavelength that I read for, is mind the language, but you're not fucking about. You're not just going to sit and wonder. You're off. You're in the boat. It's like, oh, right, cool. That's what I want. Okay, everyone in the boat. Let's go. That's what I love about this reading. And I think if you stay with that vibe, that kind of, yes, this is what I love. This is what I want. I'm going to go for this. You know, this is mine to have. And that's what the lover says, right? It's the illusion of distance between ourselves and what we love. It's yours. Go get it. Now, it's a general reading, so the energies can go both ways. Maybe someone's coming to you to get what's theirs, right? But there's an Ace of Pentacles here in the future, and that is building something solid that has the potential to stand the test of time. And that's just it. Think about it. It's the Ace that sits under the Nine of Cups. It's the foundation. Your focus, everywhere you look here, is the foundation. This is the foundation. This is it. I think it was Virgo. Somebody, I don't know. They got a similar message to this where it's about, you know, when you go back to kind of retweak the foundation. Where it's like, hang on a second, that foundation was great for when I was going to build a cottage or something. Now I want to build like a tower block. I need a stronger foundation. I'm going to go back and fortify that a little bit because the dreams changed. The dreams changed. What you love has changed. Now, I want you to think of it this way. If you still love the same person that you loved, if you're still interested in the same career that you have always been interested in, whatever it is, right, that you love, because that's what the lovers is, what you love. Have your feelings about it changed? You might be thinking, well, hang on, if I loved it before, why not just love it now? No. Because with the Six of Swords coming up, there has been some journey. At the very least, you've emotionally moved on from something. Maybe before you loved it because it paid really well, but now you think, no, I actually enjoy what I'm doing. You know, maybe I wouldn't want to do the tarot, right? So I'm thinking, I don't really want to do the tarot. I'll just do it because it makes me money. But somewhere in the process of doing the tarot, I'm like, wow, this is amazing, so profound. I really connect with it, you know, all of that kind of stuff. That's the kind of change I'm seeing in someone, in what they're doing. The way you feel has changed. What you see as your wish has changed. What you see as your happily ever after has changed. And even the magnitude of it, like you might have settled for, I don't know, if I earn, I don't know, 1,000 a month or 2,000 a month, I'll be happy. Now it's like, no, man, I can get 5,000. It's cool. And it's not even about the money. It's just that you'd enjoy the challenge of that. You know, a lot of times we put limits on what a happily ever after looks like because we think of what we can achieve. But there's a kind of limitless energy here that's coming up for you guys. It's a really bizarre reading. I hope it made sense. It's because there's a kind of undercurrent going on with this. This kind of feels like a facade. I don't know how to explain it. It just feels like a facade. Like there's so much more going on underneath this for a different reason. And I guess that's why it's not being shown here. Because your reason is going to be an individual reason for you. And you know what, Aquarius, I'm telling you this, that the way you feel about things, for the people that resonate with this, there's some people listening to this and thinking, this bitch is going crazy. Well, maybe I am. But you know, the way we feel about things, it's different now. Nothing may have changed. And it's almost like we're looking at the same person and there's a different emotion attached to it now. We're doing the same work, there's a different emotion attached to it now. The way we feel about things has changed. And when you change that much, then, you know, you're going to have a heightening of some emotions, you know, something that you might have just liked before, now you love it. Or before you thought, oh my God, this is the be all and end all of what I want. And now it's like, did I really want that? That's all I wanted. So, you know, that's why it's coming out like this, because it's very individual. Your reasons for doing this is very individual. But overall, we all can tap into these energies. And if you can move, that's the thing. However, you know, that move comes, whether it's a physical move, whether it's you shifting from one state of consciousness to another, you know, how you feel about things, whether that shifts. There is some shift here, some moving away from something. And you go with what you love, what you truly love, Aquarius. Not what you think you should love, not what you think you deserve to love, but what you truly love. It can be built into something that ultimately is a happily ever after kind of energy. You know, for a lot of you, I'm just going to go in a little, sorry, I know there's things that keep bouncing up from this. This could be like the people that we celebrate with, our friends, family, lovers, whatever it is. But there's a shift in that too. There's a shift in that too. Like everything shifts. And there's only one major arcana card in this whole spread. And that's the Lovers. You know, this is the kind of love that you can't deny. It's not finding something to love. It's finally listening to that love that's screaming within you for, I love this person. I love this job. I love this career. I love that city. I love that country. I want to be here. I want to go traveling. I want to be free, whatever it is that you love. And you take it from that emotional realm, acknowledge it, understand that that's yours to have, and start building it. But there's some people or some situations that get left behind in you doing this. What did I say? Limitless. You are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. That's what it is. And that's why I think it feels so broad as well, because people are going to take this in so many different directions. And come on, we've just had the eclipses in our sign and in our 7th house in Leo. You know, it's been rough. It hasn't been easy. There's been a lot of monumental shifts that have taken place. I don't know about you, but the world just seems like a different place. That's how it's just been for me. I just felt like I skipped a few dimensions. I've skipped a few dimensions to the left or right a little bit. You know, I just don't know what's going on. So maybe a few of you are feeling that. But there's so much potential here, and you are limitless. I mean, tell me one negative aspect here. I think it's going to be this, because what you're leaving behind, there's nothing wrong with it. You just don't feel the same way about it. Yup. Okay, so we have Yang coming up. That's the masculine principle. This is action. This is doing. Yin is the receptive one, where you kind of consciously allow things to come to you, right? Yang is not. Have a look at this, guys. The hands are out. The explode. This is action. This is action. And it's time for action, Aquarius. It's time for action. But have a look here. Like we have wands in the past, but we don't really have wands coming up. Because it's almost as if once you tap into that, whatever it is that you love. I don't know, some people treat love like the L word, you know, that, but anything you do it for love. Whether you're building a house, whether you're going for a job, whether you want that car, you love it. There's a part of you that's called to it. You know, it enhances how you feel. You want that amazing feeling. Everything comes from love, but you're being asked to act on it, and you can act on it. You know, for some of you, with the You Are Limitless card and Yang and this whole kind of moving on, but you still have everything, there is a sense of you can have it all. But do you believe that? It says, dearest you, miracles never run out. Look back over your life and you will see so many moments of synchronicity when all the right people, the right place, the right opportunities and the right time just showed up without any of your help. Think back to how you felt just before a miracle happened. You felt you were giving up, but it was more like a gentle surrender to whatever was about to happen. We want you to know that miracles are being concocted for you and you will never, ever run out of them. You just don't get to choose how they come, who will deliver them, when they will show up and what they will do for you. All of that is our department. Spirit knows what is best for you and what wants to be expressed through you. You are incredible and amazing and a magnet for miracles. That would be a good mantra for you today. We're on it. Relax. If you only knew how much you were loved, sigh. Now, I think that's it. That's the dilemma here. It just almost feels as if you can honor yourself, and it's so strange because I was having this conversation with someone earlier today. If you can honor yourself above everything else, you know, honor yourself, honor what your heart desires. That's the only thing you have any business honoring anyway. What does your heart desire? What are you doing to make sure that your heart is fulfilled, that you are living a fulfilled life in this very moment? It's something I've been talking a lot about on Instagram recently. That's what you do. And that means, you know, stuff that isn't working for you, just moving away from it. And it almost feels like if you do that, you focus on the leaving the stuff behind, right? If you don't know where you're headed, it feels like it kind of comes up. It kind of comes up. And you know, sometimes when the Four of Wands comes up, someone might say to you that, look, but this is amazing. And you kind of think, yeah, on paper it is amazing, but it's just not doing it for me. It's not what I want, right? But it kind of feels like you do have it all. Like there's no heartache here. There's no breakups. There's none of this kind of stuff coming up. So really look at what you no longer have any emotion for. You just don't feel it. and focus on what you do feel. Focus on what your happily ever after looks like, because that's what you get to build. That's the energy that's coming in for you.